Hello and welcome to Marco and Markets. This channel is for educational purposes only and shares my personal opinions and investment process. Nothing in this video should be taken as financial product advice or a recommendation to buy or sell any investment. Always do your own research and consider obtaining advice from a licensed financial advisor before making any investment decisions. Good afternoon. It's Friday, the 14th of August, 2026, 3:53 p.m. Sorry, and the market's about to close. I'll just refresh this screen, and we'll see how we went. So it did open lower this morning. I think it was around the 0.4% mark, and that's extended out to 0.85. These numbers may change slightly in the next 10-15 minutes as the market closes. So we'll have a look at the leaders and losers for the ASX 200. I do focus on the ASX 200 companies mainly just because they are generally better quality companies. If I extend the list to all the companies on the stock exchange, you'll get some penny stocks and stuff like that, which I'm really not that interested in. So let's look at the gainers first. So it looks like we've got a fair bit of tech in the top 5 there. So got Seek.com. They bounced back 9%. They had earnings released yesterday and were punished quite hard. They've bounced back today with a 9% gain, so that's pretty good. Block, which do the Afterpay, that's up 6%. Tuas Ltd, they're wireless telecommunication services, up 5.9%. Xero, which is accounting software, that's up 5.89%. They've had a pretty good rally back, actually, because they were in the $60 mark. I'm very across this stock, one, because I use it in my work, and two, because it was one of my first trades that went very bad, and it took like 2.5 years to recover. So anyway, I don't buy it anymore just because I changed my criteria a bit, and because they don't pay a dividend out, I generally won't invest in this stock. But they've put on 32% in the last sort of 2 to 3 weeks. So that's a fair bounce back. So well done to them and all the shareholders that purchased at that low of $61. Okay, WiseTech Global, that's bounced back 5.5%. It's another tech company that's had some, downturn, and that has bounced back a fair bit too. Let's just have a look and see if that's similar to the Xero return. Okay, we'll go from around the same time. So it's actually up 44% from around that same period 3 weeks ago. So from $30 to $43-ish. So good on them. All right, let's have a look at the market decliners there. So we've got MSB, which is Mesoblast. That's a biotech medical researcher. They are down 7.5%. That's not one that I normally follow. I wonder if they had any announcements today. Someone's become a substantial shareholder, but they didn't have their earnings out today. Let's have a look at their graph over the last year. Okay, it's generally on the down slightly, I would say, looking at that, and it does bounce around quite a bit. It's been between sort of the $2 and the $3 mark over the last 12 months, and just on a longer term graph, it's had a couple of peaks in the COVID period. It was very popular, and then it's dropped down. Geez, it's gotten as low as 28 cents from a high of $5.30. That's massive. And then it's, it's 10x really from that spot, $2.60 to maybe 9x. Interesting. I'd have to do some more research on that one before I could say whether it would be something I'd touch. So that's Mesoblast down 7.5%. We got 4D Medical 6.14% down. Catalyst Metals 4.9%. They do gold. And now we've got Paladin Energy is down 4.62%. And Deep Yellow, that's uranium, and that's down 4.7%. So we've got some medical and some mining on the downside. There is the theme. I'll just have a look at my approved list of stocks that I trade. So it's a bit of a mix there. We've got up the top ANZ. So that's had two strong gains, really. I think it was about, I'm going to say 3 or 4% yesterday. It could have even been closer to 5. And then another 1.7% today. Accent Group up 0.75. And Viva Energy up 0.73. On the downside, we got Centre Group down 1.32. JB Hi-Fi 1.21 and Commonwealth Bank down another 0.9% today. So still in the bad books with the investors. I'll have a look at one more broader list of Australian stocks that I like to watch, see if there's anything interesting. Telstra lost another 1.45% today after yesterday's drop of around 5%. I think it was a little bit less by the end of the day. Zip Pay down 1.4%. And I've repeated the others on the upside. We've spoken about Xero, WiseTech, email payments at 5.3% up. Before pay is up 5.3%. And interesting, we covered this morning. Baby Bunting, they had earnings release. It was very favorable by the market. We had an increase of around 25% this morning. And then we lost most of that. Still good, still up at the end of the day by close to 5% there, 4.9%. And if you just have a look at the day, it did open higher. It held it until about 10:30, and then it just slowly declined. It's probably a bit too excited. The 25% was probably a bit on the high side, and I would say that some investors would have just thought about getting out and taking that profit, depending on when they purchased the stocks, of course. So that's that one. I'll update my portfolio. So the current prices, watch list. So AX1 67.5 cents. That stayed the same from this morning. So that's down 64% or $25,000 on a $40,000 investment. Commonwealth Bank, as I mentioned, was down earlier, 167.25. So now that's down 5.6%. We got Coles did lose another 0.38% today. Look, that was looking better throughout the day, but in the end, it did drop. So now that's down 1.6%. And Westpac dropped 0.73. So that's 0.73%. Yep. And it's closed at 35.44. So that's also down 6%. So those three stocks I brought this time last week. And at $40,000 each parcel, we'd be down $5,600 now. And the range of loss is between sort of 1.6% and 6.6%. So we'll have to just hang in there now and hopefully wait for the market to turn. You need patience if you're a trader. Yeah. On that note, I'll leave it there for the week. I hope you have a great weekend. Thanks for supporting the channel, and we'll see you next week. Thanks for watching.